Your Azure subscription may contain lots of different resources: virtual machines, IoT devices, containers, databases, and then you have your users. And your users need to access these resources, or you need to publish these resources on the internet and make them accessible to the world. In order for these resources to connect to the internet, to connect to each other, they need to do that in a meaningful and secure way. To configure all of these connectivities and to allow connection to your resources, you must use virtual networking. There are many different virtual networking solutions available within Azure. Some of those solutions are designed to allow multiple virtual machines to connect to each other, or create a virtualized version of an on-premises network in the cloud. For example, you might have migrated your servers from your on-premises solution to the cloud, and now you want to have secure access between your servers or secure access from your on-premises users to your servers. To perform all of these tasks, we're going to create virtual networking objects. The primary object we'll create later on in this course is a virtual network. That virtual network is just like a network you would have on a physical network, except it's virtualized. It is essentially a segment of IP addresses or devices that communicate with each other. You can also create connections, and connections are actually that, connections between servers or connections between virtual networks, connections between virtual and physical networks as well. We can also create network security groups. We've talked briefly about network security groups earlier in this course, the functionality that allows us to open and close certain ports and protocol to communication. Well, those interact with virtual networks. As well, we've talked briefly about public IP addresses, the IP address resource that is a real public IP address that opens up your network to the internet. And then we'll want to take that public IP address and secure it properly using a firewall. And there are many different firewall solutions that exist from multiple vendors, as well as Microsoft's firewall solution, which we will look at in a later video in this course. Maybe we have multiple virtual machines that together publish an enterprise application. For example, you might have deployed a custom internal application on a set of multiple virtual machines. Those may be Windows machines or Linux machines, whatever they may be, but you may want to balance the connection between those virtual machines, ensuring that the load of connectivity doesn't only go to one virtual machine, and then that virtual machine may become overloaded. So we use a layer 4 load balancer to balance the load across multiple virtual machines. Again, that's a virtualized appliance. That's a virtualized version of a physical appliance that you would normally have on your on-premises network. Another type of virtualized networking solution is a virtualized VPN, a virtual private network. So now we have a virtualized virtual private network with a local network gateway and a virtual network gateway. So you may want to create that secure connection, VPN connection from your users to the cloud, or even between virtual networks within the cloud. There are lots of different virtual networking solutions that are available in Azure. We will create some of those in later videos in this course. But overall, virtual networking is a very, very broad topic within Azure, and one that I urge you to become very familiar with. Using a virtual network, we can create an isolated network segment inside of our Azure environment. So let's go ahead and create a virtual network resource from within the Azure portal. If I just click Create a Resource, and I clicked on Networking to see all of the available networking resources, now I'm going to click on Virtual Network. Now, as soon as I click on Virtual Network, I have a familiar UI here where I'm going to select my resource group, and I'm going to pick my RG1 that I've used throughout this course. And then I'm going to give this virtual network a name. I'm going to call it VNet 5. It validates that this name is available. And then I have a line for an address space. The address space is essentially the range of addresses that will be attributed to this specific virtual network. The address space uses a specific notation called the CIDR. And the CIDR is what is defined here by the / and then a number. That number differentiates the number of bits that are going to be used to identify the network segment as opposed to the hosts on the segment. So you see here that I have a notation with a /16. If I change that, for example, to a /8, you'll see that the number of available IP addresses on this specific segment is going to be much greater than 16. If I go higher and go to 24, I'm now specifying that 10.0.0 are going to specify the network segment, and then the number of IP addresses on that segment are all the IP addresses between 0 and 255. This is great if I'm only going to have one subnet and I want to limit the number of IP addresses that are attributed to this virtual network. And then I may want to connect this virtual network to other virtual networks. And I have issues of overlapping IP addresses. You never want to have overlapping IP addresses. So I can keep this here or bring it back to the default of /16. And then inside this address space, I have my subnet, and the default subnet name is default. I can change that to subnet 1, so it's a bit more meaningful. And now I have the IP address range for my subnet. And in this case, again, it uses the CIDR notation. And here I have 10.0.0.0 to 255. Therefore, 256 IP addresses are available in Subnet 1. Subnet 1 is in an address space that's attributed to VNet 5 that contains that range of IP address. If I click on Review and Create, it's going to prompt the deployment to go into the subscription, and it's also going to create a subnet along with the IP address range for this virtual network. After a minute or so, the deployment is complete, and I can go directly to the virtual network resource, and I can go ahead and modify some of the properties already assigned to this virtual network. For example, my subnet, this is my one subnet here. I can add additional subnets as long as they are contained within my address space. You'll notice that I have my address space here as well with my IP address count. I can add an additional address space as well here for this specific virtual network. As well, I have all of the connections of this virtual network. Right now, it's not connected to anything, but if it was, I'd be able to look at my diagram and look at all my connections. I'd be able to see if it's connected or part of any gateway, if it's part of any VPNs, site-to-site VPNs or point-to-site VPNs, the two types of VPNs that are available here in Azure. As well here, if I want to migrate, I have also a migration options, locks, and all the other resource properties that you are used to seeing within an Azure resource. So this is how we create a virtual network.